So I just got back from a run of shows with Natalie Imbruglia in Mexico. On the final few days, I had some serious food poisoning. I was dehydrated, being sick and shivering, and we still had two back-to-back shows left. It got me thinking, what actually happens if a band member gets seriously ill on tour? So during the last few days in Mexico, I must have eaten something pretty dodgy. I woke up at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night and could not stop being sick. Over the next 48 hours, I couldn't stomach any food and I was just shivering constantly, feeling so dehydrated and weak. The tricky part was that we still had two shows left back to back. The audience and the ticket buyers don't know about this and the shows still have to happen. On a professional tour, there are contracts in place. Promoters expect delivery. The crew and the bands rely on the shows happening. Cancelling the shows really affects a lot of people financially and reputationally. But at the same time, there is a line. If someone isn't safe to perform, then that's a different conversation. So the crew and band were incredibly supportive, and Natalie herself even offered to drop some of the songs from her set, so it will be easy on me. So on those days, I rested as much as possible, trying to drink as much electrolytes into my body to stay hydrated. Bananas were actually the only thing I could stomach during those dark days. I spoke very little to everyone, not because I didn't want to, and I did feel bad for it, but I just needed to conserve my energy for the shows. When it came to the performance, it actually felt quite surreal. My mind felt so foggy, but my hands just kind of did their job. Guess that's just muscle memory from practicing, and the years of performing and rehearsing actually carried me through it. So the morning after the last show, once I started to feel a little bit human again, we were all having breakfast and we had the conversation what we would have done if I really could not do the show. So there are a few options here. We've had Dep guitarist for Nat before. If we were in UK, that would have been a realistic option. But with 24 hours notice to get to Mexico, I think almost impossible. Second option, our guitar tech Ozzy is actually a fantastic guitar player and he's been with Nat for about 10 years. But could he have learnt the 90-minute set overnight under pressure? I mean, that is a huge ask. Third option, we could have stripped the set back, taken out some of the guitar heavy or rockier songs. The audience is there to see Natalie Imbruglia, not me. That would require quite a bit of work from Nat and the band to restructure the set, but it can be done. And the fourth option, because we run playback, there is an option of me recording the guitar stems into Ableton or muting the current guitar stems already there. That way the show does continue without me on stage, and to be honest, most of the audience wouldn't even notice. I've actually seen this from the other side too. With a recent gig with a UK band Scouting for Girls I did, Roy played a cricket match before we had a festival in the evening and he turned up with a broken finger. The show still happens and I did my best to cover as much of his acoustic guitar part as well as my electric, and he adapted on the keys by playing with just one hand. Touring is incredible, but it is also real life. Bodies do get sick and accidents happen. The most professional thing isn't always to power through. It's to have systems in place so the show survives even if one person can't. If you're an artist or band that performs live, ask yourself, what's your contingency plan? Do you have depths? Are you able to rearrange your set last minute? Do you have playback safety nets? It's worth thinking about these before you ever need to. And honestly, it reminded me how much I appreciate the team around me. Touring only works because of the people behind the scenes. If you want to see another side of this industry that people don't often talk about, check out my recent video on the brutal truths of being a musician. There I go deeper into the realities behind the scenes. Have you ever had to perform sick or injured? And what did you do? Share your stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching.